everyone, welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name's Imogen and in this video I'm sharing what to do when you're beyond tired. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and let's start. Okay, the first thing I wanted to say is get some sleep. Like, you're tired, go to sleep, okay? End of story. Okay, but if it was that simple, would I genuinely be making a video about it? Because I could just post that on my story. You're tired? Go to sleep. Oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? But genuinely, take a nap. Like, it's not a bad thing to take a nap. I think a lot of the time, if you are into productivity, you might have a bit of a perfectionist complex. You might have anxiety because a lot of people I know, including myself, are the same. And naps are a waste of time. Oh my gosh, it's not productive. But like, how productive are you being as a sleep-deprived zombie? Really? Like, is 30 minutes to refresh your mind really such a sacrifice when you think about it? Anyway, also, try not to like mess up your sleep pattern by napping too often, because if you are getting like enough sleep at night, then hopefully you should be like alert during the day. Obviously this is like messed up a little bit in winter because it's dark all the time, but like try and get some sort of good sleep hygiene habits. Get your 8 hours or however many hours you need, but it's not going to be any less than 6, let me tell you that, because I like routinely slept between 5 and 6 hours for most nights when I was in sixth form, and believe me, it was not enough. Like, I would sleep 6 hours and I could function 5 hours and I was like falling apart in class. So don't do that. Don't be me. Sleep for 8 hours like I do now. The next thing I want to say is, like, this is basic, but I gotta mention it. You gotta hydrate, you gotta eat properly. Like, I was very low in iron. So I went to the doctor and they did some tests and I said, look, I'm really, really tired. And they said, your iron is shockingly low, have some iron tablets. But I could also have increased that through my diet. So I wasn't eating enough iron-rich foods. So that's something to look into as well. Drinking water can also make you more alert. Every YouTuber says that, but I've got to say it because, like, it is a basic thing. And once you move, even if it's just like light stretching or just a short walk, it can genuinely, like, it boosts your mental health, and I made a video where you can go on a mental health walk with me. If you like, you can watch that. But yeah, no, movement and proper hydration and nutrition will go a long way towards giving you more energy. Also, this is like the tough love part of the video. Stop wasting time, okay? Because if you are studying for 10 hours a day, I promise you're not actually studying for 10 hours a day, unless you're like I was in year 13, but we're not going to discuss that because that was really unhealthy. I was doing nothing but like study, eat and sleep, and I had my phone off for most of it, so I promise you I was not getting distracted. It was just me and a book. Anyway, but the point is, if you're on your like phone for half the time and you're actually like studying for 11 hours, you're probably not like focused. So get off your phone, get like some kind of blocker for your laptop so you can block all of the sites that distract you, and just focus. Like, I promise 4 hours of focused work is way better and much less exhausting than like 10 hours of sort of half-assed, like, unfocused work, because you're going to feel more tired, you're probably going to achieve less. Like, your quality of work won't be as high as if you actually sort of knuckle down and focus. And yeah, this is kind of not what nobody wants to hear and nobody wants to do it, but I'm saying it because it is true and it does work from my own personal experience. Take short breaks. You gotta get that scroll in somewhere. Like, you know, the reward for an hour of studying, 10 TikToks, go. Like, I'm not saying don't ever take breaks, because you need to take breaks. Your mind can't be like equations and work 24/7, okay? So make sure you take breaks, but schedule them. And stick to the schedule, because otherwise those 10 TikToks are going to turn to like 300 and it'll be 3 hours later and you won't have done anything. Or you'll be back like scrolling and half focusing, which is not what we want, okay? Not that I have anything against TikTok, I think you're all great, but also focus, okay? Also, caffeine, but don't get addicted. So I have this weird strategy for caffeine, and I know it's weird because many people have told me so, and therefore it must be weird. So what I do is I don't drink caffeine, like, most of the year. Like, I'll have hot chocolate, but I don't drink coffee. But then what I will do is, in exam season, I use, like, coffee, like a sort of performance, like, drink, almost. And it will make me way more alert because my tolerance is so low. That, like, my sensitivity to caffeine is really sort of, I'm really sensitive to caffeine. So, my focus will be, like, laser sharp. And it's not to say that I don't like focus hard at other times of year, but I found that if I can focus naturally without caffeine, then when I have caffeine, it's like it's sort of 3 times as, like, it doubles my sort of productivity. Anyway, the point is, have some caffeine if you need it, but, like, don't get addicted, because I've been through, like, I had a really bad coffee phase where I was having it, like, all the time, and I decided it had to stop, so I just quit. And you probably shouldn't do that. You should probably phase it out, because the withdrawals were insane, and I was, like, falling asleep at my desk. It was bad. Anyway, don't get addicted to caffeine, but use it wisely, is what I'm saying. Also, get some meditation. When you are beyond tired, what sometimes you need is not physical rest, but also, I mean, it might be physical rest as well, but it might also be mental rest. Sometimes your brain is, like, sending tired signals to you as a way of getting you to take, like, a mental break. So it might be focus on something else, or just you need to shut off and just count your breaths for, like, 10 minutes. So it can be really helpful to do that. There's a load of, like, guided meditations on YouTube and Spotify, so just genuinely just grab one, listen to it, don't overthink it, just grab the first one that comes up, and if you find a channel you like, follow them or stick with them. I mean, I don't know of any particular ones. I usually just grab random ones off Spotify, but it has really helped when I need, like, a mental break, because there are different types of rest. There can be, like, physical rest, mental rest. I might look up a list of the different types of rest and put it in the description, because I can't remember them all, but there are a lot of different types of rest. Okay, delegate and ask for help. I have a big problem with asking for help. I should be able to do everything on my own, supposedly. Obviously, this isn't realistic. Sometimes you need to ask for help, sometimes you get stuck. That's okay, don't burn yourself out when you can work smarter rather than harder. Be realistic with yourself. Like, you are not going to get a Nobel Prize unless you're literally Malala, and if you are her, then wow, I'm amazed that you're watching my video. But anyway, the point is, be realistic with yourself. Like, it's okay to take breaks, and it's okay to say, I'm not doing this goal right now, because to do so would lead to burnout. And I've done that before with several goals, and I've put some goals on hold because I knew I was burning out, and I knew that being burnt out was way more unproductive than pausing those goals for a short amount of time. Also, unplug, so get off social media and just sort of be in the moment. Like, I like to go out in nature, stare at a frog, or a bird, or I literally, like, I got up at 5 AM once to take my journal and sit in a tree and just watch the sun come up, and it's genuinely a core memory from 2nd year. Also, on that point, get yourself a journal, because it is the ultimate sort of analog mental health hack, because, like, you don't have to go on your phone for it. You know, you can listen to music, or just lie in the dark and stare at the ceiling. I like to do that, it's fun. I go to bed and I just lie there and I'm like, chill. Anyway, the next thing I kind of want to say is just create a relaxing environment. So I recently, like, I bought new sheets and blankets, and I got a new lamp, so I just really focused on making, like, my bedroom a sort of a sanctuary, that I can just really fully relax in, and it's really improved my sleep quality, and it's improved my sort of, like, exhaustion. Obviously, I'm still exhausted because I have way too much on my plate, and that is entirely my fault, but I'm less exhausted, if that makes sense. So assess your physical and mental health. Like I said earlier, there might be an underlying cause for your fatigue. You might have chronic fatigue syndrome, or you might have a deficiency like I did. I had an iron deficiency, obviously. So it is never a bad idea to go to a therapist or go to a doctor and get checked out, because, you know, there might be some kind of underlying condition which is affecting your ability to just be alert, and if that is the case, then none of the other tips are going to help, or they might help but not as much. So if you can, like, find the underlying cause of your fatigue, then that can be really helpful, especially if it's some kind of, like, medical condition which, like, needs professional attention. Okay, that's all for this video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and that's all for today. Okay, see you guys. Bye!